I
like how it chilled right when he burped, so it probably looked like you scared the crap out of me with your burp. Joker is written, directed, and produced by Todd Phillips.
Yeah, and it stars Joaquin Phoenix, Zazie Beetz, and Robert De Niro. Before we start, I want to bring this up. Something really cool. If you don't know anything about Todd Phillips, he is most famously known for the Hangover movies.
Right.
And if you don't know anything else about him, he's made Hangover movies. He made Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, Due Date.
Yeah, he's basically known for comedies like War Dogs. I guess the War Dogs, I've never seen War Dogs, but it seems like a little bit more towards it. But overall, it seems like he's completely more towards comedies. Mm-hmm. And I just want to talk, like, I love that thing whenever people like kind of just get out of their comfort zone of movie making or acting, and it's kind of like how Adam Sandler is going to be in Uncut Gems.
Right. Yeah. And then also this year we just got Chernobyl, written and created by the guy who wrote like a bunch of the scary movies.
Yeah.
I forgot some of the other things he did, but they're all a bunch of like bad comedies.
Yeah.
And then he made Chernobyl, which is the highest rated TV show now in history.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really cool to see this stuff. Just have people show like, hey, I can also do this. You know, it's really cool. Also, I want to show off these shirts that we have.
Oh yeah.
These are really awesome shirts. Just so you know, me and him both hate the Jared Leto Joker, and I think whoever creates this company also doesn't like him either.
Yeah, the company we got these shirts from.
Yeah. Well, first I want to say that it's not like an advertisement. We're not getting paid for this. If you ever heard of it, it's called RIPT Apparel. It's actually, they have like their own design, so you're not going to find anywhere else. And sometimes they have these 24-hour deals where it's only within that 24 hours you're going to be able to buy the shirt. So it's a pretty cool company. We're not getting paid to say that either.
And the thing I love the most about the shirt is that it doesn't have Jared Leto's Joker on it.
Yeah, I like this one because Joaquin Phoenix is killing Jared Leto's Joker. So it's really cool. Anyways, let's get into this review because I'm super, super excited to talk about this movie. I have been anticipating this movie. Well, you have too. For quite a while.
Other than like Avengers Endgame and It Chapter 2, this is probably my most anticipated movie.
Especially since we haven't gotten a really good Joker in a little bit, because you know they had Jared Leto and then Heath Ledger was great, but other than that, it's not really a lot there. You know, unless you count the kid from Gotham. You know, but like this movie finally comes out, and this movie, I gotta say, it is freaking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Like honestly, I'm gonna start off by saying it. I think so far this is my favorite movie of the year so far.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be hard to beat. Honestly, we have a plethora of like A24 movies coming out later on this year, but like it's gonna be pretty tough to beat this movie. Yeah. Going into it, I was honestly hoping for it to be great, but I honestly was not expecting it for it to be this amazing and this like masterpiece that it was.
Yeah, and I do want to say a few warnings. If you're going into this movie expecting comic book accuracy, you're not gonna like it. If that's a turnoff for you, of a movie is not comic book accurate, not accurate to the source material. Well, number one, from the get-go, it's not accurate to the source material because he has like a complete backstory.
Yeah, because even like in The Killing Joke, where they explored his backstory, it was even said that it might not even be his true backstory.
Yeah, exactly. But watching this movie, not just that, but there's little other things that happen that really are not comic book accurate whatsoever. And if that's a turn off for you, you're not gonna like this movie. Big warning of that. Also, if you're going into this movie, there's a whole bunch of controversy going on around the gore about this movie, about the violence, how it's horribly violent, all this stuff. Yeah. If you're going into this movie and you're really excited about that, I'm gonna say that was the level of violence is a little overhyped for this movie. Mm-hmm. That's not at all a flaw with this movie. Right. It's just that I think a lot of people were thinking it was gonna be a lot more than that.
Yeah, and also I know we're coming up with all these warnings, but I also do want to say that if you're going into this movie wanting like a Batman type story, like a comic book type story, you're not gonna get it from this movie, because this movie is a slower paced movie than you would probably expect from a comic book movie. Yeah. Like honestly, if the main character wasn't the Joker and he wasn't in Gotham City, and if Thomas Wayne wasn't in the movie, then this movie would be just a straight up drama. Yeah. Like just a straight up character study.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a character movie. Yeah. That's all. It's purely a character movie, a purely character-driven movie, and honestly, it's fantastic. And I will say that I want to talk about that from the very beginning, and that is the character of the Joker, of Arthur Fleck, is that his name?
Yeah, which, by the way, I want to point out that if you take the first initial of his first name, A, and then put it with his last name, it's Affleck. Ben Affleck. I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose.
They had to have.
But what were we going to say?
But like, I just want to say, the steadiness, because this movie is about a guy that's practically, I mean, you know what it's going to, but it's a guy that's falling down, like completely losing his mind, just falling down into pure insanity, pretty much. And I wasn't expecting it to be as well done as it was, as smooth as it was, because I was expecting like little jumps here and there, and that's why we say this movie is a slow burn, because there's never a point in which you're like, oh man, he's just randomly doing something all of a sudden.
Right, exactly.
It's just it's the pure story of him, and how what led him to this.
They never really jumped the gun to like where you said where like he's automatically the Joker.
Yeah, exactly.
He's pretty much. You can't even say a point when he transitions into the Joker, really.
And also about those controversies, a lot of people have been talking about that, and thankfully there was nothing that happened in our theater. Hopefully nothing else. Hopefully nothing happens tonight. But a lot of people have been talking about this character, and they're like, oh well, it's glorifying violence, or it's making you feel bad for the terrible, horrible person in the movie. But I feel like that's happened enough times.
Right, exactly.
I mean, one of the best shows in TV history, Breaking Bad. That was the show. That was the point of the show.
Right.
You're watching a guy, and they write it in a way for you to be on the side of the terrible human,
right?
The monster of a human,
right?
Walter White. And that's how it was written. There's been a lot of stuff like that, and that's really no different with this movie.
Yeah, I think people really need to start being able to disconnect the movies from real life.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if a writer is able to write a character, like an evil character like Walter White or Arthur Fleck in this movie, and make you side for him, then that's good writing. That's a good written character. That's a well-written character.
Yeah.
And people need to realize that just because you can root for a character like that in a movie doesn't mean that it's something that you can root for in real life.
Yeah, exactly. And this movie in no way is saying that what the Joker is doing is good. There's no way in saying the Joker is a good guy. You need to go ahead and give him a pass or whatever. It's nothing. It's just you're watching it. That's all it is. You're watching a story, and so I mean, it's just you're watching it, and so it's not really condoning anything. I want to say.
Yeah, and also, I mean, the Dark Knight, the Joker in the Dark Knight, he was. I mean, he wasn't as sympathetic as the Joker in this movie, but a lot of people still side with the Joker in that movie, side with his message and what he was trying to do. So I don't know why there wasn't controversy with him.
Yeah.
But there is for this one.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but all of it's the character of the Joker, and I mean, I'm really glad we got to see the R-rated Joker just to see that, So it's really cool. But I mean, it's just the character of the Joker. So I really think they pulled that off well. But like, I also want to talk about, man, we got to talk about the acting in this movie.
Right.
Joaquin Phoenix, that guy, oh man, it was honestly terrifying.
Yeah, I honestly haven't felt that way towards the character in the movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if I've ever felt that way towards the character in the movie, because he legitimately felt terrifying.
Yeah.
Like he didn't seem like Joaquin Phoenix. He didn't seem like a normal guy.
Yeah.
He legit felt like he was a mentally unhinged person.
Exactly. And there was times in this movie where I was like shaking, like literally shivering where I was sitting. And even after the movie, I went to go use the bathroom. And I was walking to the bathroom, and my body just felt weird because it was just shivering.
Yeah.
It was shaking, And that's how frightening this guy was in this movie.
Yeah.
It was insane. It's crazy.
Yeah, honestly, if he doesn't get at least nominated for an Oscar, then I will fully side with anybody who says that the Oscars are against comic book movies. Because I mean, I've already sided with that. But if Joaquin Phoenix is nominated for this, then it's completely obvious that they're just completely against comic book movies.
And I want to say this, and I didn't know I'd be able to say this ever in my life. Okay, I think Heath Ledger is fantastic. I think he's the best. Oh, I think he was the best, and I think he's unbeatable. Okay, there's no way you can beat him. But I honestly am gonna say that he was just as good as Heath Ledger.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
He was just as good as Heath Ledger. I mean, obviously, he wasn't the full-blown Joker in this movie because it's the origin story. But just what he was given, what he is, it was just as good as Heath Ledger's portrayal. And one thing that makes me so sad is that we're not going to see it again.
Yeah, no, and we're not going to get to see Batman with this Joker.
I know.
Because Joaquin Phoenix is so against sequels.
Yeah, and I mean, fine by me. I mean, not fine by me, but like, fine. That's what you want to do. But I'm just sad about it because I've been waiting since Heath Ledger to have another Joker and Batman movie that's good, you know,
right.
and having a Joker that's great.
Yeah.
And here he is,
character-wise and actor-wise.
Yeah, here he is. But bye. I guess whatever.
Yeah,
fine.
at least it was a perfect movie.
Leave me. Fine. I don't care. But honestly, I can't stress enough Joaquin Phoenix in this movie. Really, I can't stress enough how good of a movie this actually is.
It really is. It was honestly more of an experience than just like a movie. And one thing I also do want to mention is that the music was also extremely instrumental into playing into this creepy vibe of this movie, because a lot of this movie, the music was so creepy and it just left you with an uneasy feeling while watching a lot of it, as well as Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal, of course.
Yeah, and I also want to say there's one song that's in this movie, and it's around the time, if you've ever seen any of the trailers, there's like a scene when he's like hopping down some steps and dancing around some steps. It's that scene, and they play a song, and for like a few seconds I'm like, oh, is this a good choice?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be kind of cheesy.
Yeah, for a second I was like, oh, this is gonna be the one bad choice they do. But after a while, after a few seconds, I'm like, you know what, this is a pretty good choice.
Yeah,
song.
It really fit.
It fit so well with what was going on. And that's another thing is everything about this movie. They knew exactly what details to put in there that fit perfectly. The cinematography of this movie was amazing. There was times whenever he was dancing, and you've probably seen the trailer. There's a really cool shot where he's like, I don't know how to do it. He's like this.
Oh yeah.
It's
like a dimly lit room.
Yeah.
It's on the poster, I think.
Yeah, and the way it's filmed, it's almost like a joyful, or like a magical, like almost ballet kind of thing. The way it's done, and just the way it's filmed, and it really gives you that really disturbing feeling, because it's kind of like Hereditary, the end of Hereditary, where like it's this really disturbing ending, but the way the music, the cinematography just makes it sound like this extremely joyful time, you know. But at the same time, you're thinking like, nah, I don't want to feel that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one thing we didn't mention when we were talking about Joaquin Phoenix's performance is his laugh that he did. Whenever he would laugh, because Arthur Fleck in this movie has a condition where he laughs uncontrollably. Yeah. And like you can see a lot of times when he laughs in this movie, like you can see the pain on his face. Like he's laughing, but his face is so like pain wrenched. Is that a term?
Yeah.
It's like a. You can just see that it's hurting him to laugh so much.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you can see the sadness in his face while he's laughing. So it's like a clash of emotions that he pulls off so well.
Yeah, and I would say the laughing isn't it just like that. It's also a good Joker laugh. Yeah. It's not Jared Leto's stupid Joker laugh. You know, like, you know. Yeah, he sounds like Dracula from Sesame Street. But so I also want to bring up that I don't want to go too far into, obviously, but there are some things that happen in this movie that are kind of really well revealed, and it's like you're watching, you're like I've seen stuff like this happen in movies before this, but the way it's done in other movies just isn't where near. And I'm not saying this movie's copying. I'm just saying the type of reveal, it's shown sometimes in other movies, but you're like, this is the way it should be shown in every movie, because the way it was done was just not like in your face. It's not in your face. It's a very slow realization.
Right. Yeah. You know? Exactly. And since you're talking about like copy of other movies, I do want to mention that neither of us have seen Taxi Driver. Which
Taking away our credibility, Zach.
Yeah, no, that pains me to say, but I do feel like we should mention it because there's been a lot of comparisons to this movie to Taxi Driver, and I do want to say that since we haven't seen it, we can't really bring out points, I guess, because of how the similarities between the two movies. I mean, maybe once we do finally see Taxi Driver, we'll see the similarities between the two movies. But as of right now, we're not able to see those.
Yeah. Well, guys, overall, go see this movie. I highly recommend it to anybody out there, unless obviously the warnings we gave before. If any of those kind of strike you as like, nah, that's not what I'm all about, then don't see it because you're not gonna like it. But if that doesn't turn you off, everything about this movie to me is perfect. And I can't think of a single flaw. The acting was fantastic, like stupidly, insanely good. Like I said, he was as good as Heath Ledger, and that's a hard thing to do. And honestly, like if I were to think of any flaw, it would be stupid nitpicking. I don't want to do that because it's just a waste of time. Because I'd be sitting here like all night trying to think of stuff. I don't want to do it. It's perfect.
Yeah, like we said, this movie is a character study. It's not a superhero. There's honestly not that much action in this movie. So if you're going into this movie hoping for action, then you're not gonna really get that. You're gonna be really disappointed because it is a really slow-paced movie. But it's not like it's still really enjoyable to watch. It's you just watch this guy descend into madness, and it's perfectly done. Joaquin Phoenix gives one of the best performances I've seen in a long time, maybe one of the best performances I've seen ever. And it's like crazy how skinny he got too.
Oh yeah,
and
we forgot to bring that up.
Yeah, and it's crazy how fat, because like he got cast as Joker, and then it feels like it was just like a few weeks later when they started filming.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it was a few weeks or a few months, but like it was a short amount of time, and he was already really skinny.
Yeah, that also added a little extra thing to how frightening he was.
Exactly, and like he's like already gained the weight back. He looks like his normal self now. It's crazy how actors can do that. Well, serious actors like Joaquin Phoenix and Christian Bale. But yeah, and like Marquez said, if I have any flaws, it's just gonna be really big nitpicks, and I don't really want to address those because I feel like this movie is too perfect to bring up those nitpicks.
We are gonna say that Joker is 100% awesome. Well guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also comment below and let us know what you thought about Joker. Also rank your Jokers from favorite to least favorite, or least favorite to favorite, or whatever. If you do them, you make your first one your least favorite, and the bottom one your favorite.
Those are the two opposites.
Yeah. All right, so do something like that. Also, we'll put a link in the description below to our podcast, the Austin Padron podcast. Also, we'll put a link in the description below to RIPT Apparel. Remember, we are not getting paid to say that.
It's just a great company.
It's a great company. We want to make sure that you check them out, RIPT Apparel.
Yeah, and they're really cheap. The 24-hour deals are only like $13. Yeah. Not paid advertisement. And don't forget to follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Two Awesome Men.
And as always, thank you so much for watching. That was really weird. And we'll see us later.